So there are many different modes and mediums of powders and liquids and sticks and things to use for contouring, but today we are going to use the most basic just to give us an idea of what can be used and how this works, okay? So I always like to start with the highlighter first because I end up using the same brush and I don't want my dark one to blend in with the light. So this is of course my highlight because it's the lighter one, but this is not going to be as pink on your face. It's going to just look more like it's lit, okay? So I circle it around with a big brush, okay, a big powder brush, so it can get more surface and pick up the right kind of powder, okay? Okay, so in my book, for a square face, we've got highlighting on the forehead, under the eyes, and just on the chin. We don't hit right here and we don't hit right here. So we really just want to feature the forehead, and you can do it either in a circular motion or you can point them going upwards because it lifts the forehead up. Okay, so especially on a little bit older women, you want as much lifting as possible. Okay, and then you also get highlighting just right here on the chin because in a square face shape, we want this part to stay central while we contour the edges to make it look more oval. Correct? Makes sense? Okay. And then, of course, highlighting under the eyes is a must for, I think, everyone. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know any of the face shapes that would not want to highlight right under the eyes. And the purposes for that is, of course, to make the eyes pop and to make cheekbones stand out. Okay, so it's the highlighting part of a square shape face. We're going to jump over to a round shape face and do the highlighting for that, which is actually just forehead and chin again and under the eyes. So it's exactly the same as a square shape face. No focus on the nose or the chin or the bridge of the nose or like the lip area. Just going to be down here. Again, keeping these 2 points central and under the eyes because everybody needs a little bit. So highlighting can be pretty general for everybody. Get those kind of looking up and right there. Okay, so let's look at them just straight on. You're going to see a lot of glow happening. So if you lift up your mirrors, arm's distance away and in the light, you should be able to see some lights hitting these areas. Okay, probably a little bit more in person than I kind of want, and that's just for purposes of the camera, and then we'll actually like powder everything out at the end, okay? But you definitely see something happening with our darker color. Going back to the square shape face, and with contouring we have a lot of fun edging out. If you were turning a square into an oval, you're going to have the corners are going to be what you actually contour away. So forehead right around here, and yours really isn't as much, so I'm just going to go to the very outer tips. I'm going to circle this bronzing kind of orange palette right here into the sides of your hairline to make it kind of like cut those edges off. And then right about here where the square actually hits, right here and here, is where the points are prominent. I'm going to take those and just kind of like slough off those edges so that when it's all said and done, it looks like it's round. Okay. Just a teeny bit. Bring it up a little bit more. So it's not so I'm just going to say streaked. Okay. We're going to go back to the round shape face. And contouring here, you contour the entire out portions of the face. Okay? So we start in the forehead right here. And actually do come up just right above that outer brow bone right here of the face. We're going to come all the way into here and out. Okay? So, I mean, you could just go straight down the face to start if you really wanted to, just to give yourself good shadows here. And then you do want to cut into this cheek just a little bit, okay? Because that's where it's the most round, and that's where you want to chop the most away, if that makes sense. So we do the same thing on the other side. On the outside, if you want to pull your hair back just a titch. Perfect. And get that outside, and then come cutting inside. Again. Okay. And then more on this cheekbone. And I might end up cutting this right here too. I'm saying cutting, but you know. Okay. So we've definitely got a lot of shadows happening over here. So if you look at an arm's distance away, you see those shadows happening? Okay. So then this is where we get to add blush, and then we powder the whole thing so it sets this behind the scenes. So you're not going to see the orange and the pink anymore. You will of the cheeks. Okay? You excited? Okay. I'm excited. So, pink or sun-kissed for cheeks? You guys get to choose. Okay, pink or pinky gold? Okay. Okay. I'll do a mix. Okay, so we're going to mix the pink and the gold together to get what I call Shy Blush. I don't know if that's what the company does, but Shy Blush is a color we have. And so I actually, to do cheeks, this is totally a separate training, but since we're doing face tonight, we're going to do cheeks, is to take it from the hairline down to the actual apple of the cheek, smile, so we find that apple perfectly, and then you actually shimmy it into the skin. So make sure it's not streaky at all, but it just blends nicely back and forth and shimmied in. You get the difference. So cheeks does a lot for people's faces. Adds a lot of lift.
Gives me cheeks.
Gives you cheeks. Adds a lot of, for a lot of people, it adds a lot of youngerness. Okay, smile it back. And then shimmy it in. Perfect. Just tap that off. Go back. Smile. Right on that apple. And then shimmy it in. Nice and so hairline, smile it back, and notice how I'm not going into the cut of the teeth, I'm going on the actual bone on both sides. Some people like to put their cheek color all the way down here, and I'm like, you want your cheeks to be like halfway to your face? Probably not. So make sure they're lifted here, and here would be a bronzer, so that those look even more lifted. Okay, so since it is part of the contouring process, I am going to show you what a bronzer would do in that area that I just talked about. So same kind of brush, the powder brush, okay? So these are cheek brushes. They look like they're meant for your cheeks, for that bone specifically. I never used it like this. I always use it the width sideways. So I get bigger, like a more thickness to the actual blush. Okay, these round ones are awesome because I mean, I do pinch a little bit for the bronzing purposes just to get that cut really nice, but for everything else, you don't need to cut it. You don't need to pinch it. Okay, so I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to just get right on the tips of the brush right there. Do you see how it's just getting the tips of the brush? You can kind of tap it a little bit if you need to, just so it's not too crazy. And then you actually do a fish face for this part, so you get the cut just nice. Okay, let's start with you first. Get loud. You stay down. Right into the cut of your teeth, I guess. It's kind of like right in the cut of your teeth. Nice. I'm coming in more. Not going down too far. Okay. The camera. Okay.
Nice fish face.
Perfect fish face. And this is actually light to medium, and I would use a medium to deep dark on you. Okay, as far as bronzing goes. Just to get this to look even more identified, because this isn't going to bring it out as much as it could be. Okay, but you're still going to see a nice shadow right there. Okay, so now to dust everything off and set everything behind the scenes, same awesome brushes for this one. Powder's really nice. It comes off very easily. But if you ever feel like you are picking up a little bit of powder, you can always actually spray them down really quick before you do this. we're going to go ahead and take translucent powder and circle it around in the white. And this is something I don't even dust off very much, but I do make sure I've got a good lot on there, especially if I'm taking down a lot of contouring colors. And this is something you just powder your face with. So I'm going to have you do it and just powder everything down. You don't have to actually buff it. You just can have to circular motion. Just dust everything. And translucent powder is a very, very fine powder. It's white, so that it's not meant to actually add coverage. It's just meant to help set the scene, put everything behind the scene, and also make it look like you were just airbrushed. Just awesome. And I think it also has a kind of glow to it. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and go over this hairline again, because I am still seeing a little bit of the orange out of there. And this contouring color is not my favorite, okay? So it's just a option that you could use. I always like to go with a more tan than orange based. And so this is kind of more for just demo purposes of what you could do. But nice job, ladies. Let's get an after shot. Okay, let me make sure I didn't get too close on that one.